And that's basically all there is to the best form of cardio. Hello guys, how you all doing? It is me again, Vic. Yep, it has not been a long time at all, and I am probably going to annoy you again with amounts of useless information. Kidding! For those of you that do not know me, my name is Victor or Vic. Please be aware that I'm not the answer to all your problems. I'm literally just a guy here to basically support you throughout your fitness journey, to basically give you my own personal advice. It's basically here sharing my fitness advice and from my trial and errors. That's basically it. I'm just here not as a Bible to all your answers, but as a guide, and I'm hoping that is enough, but it will be. But anyway, let's get to the point of this video because I really want to be able to help you guys out with your cardio. This video specifically, just so you guys are aware, this video is specifically about the intensity of the cardio, not the type of cardio in regards to the cardio machines. It is just about the intensity, which intensity you should be doing. Now let's get into it, finally. Now the first thing that I want to be able to share with you guys is that bear in mind that I literally was just saying the best form of cardio to do. Now I really want, before I start this video, I really cannot stress this enough, I want to let you guys know that there is literally no best form of cardio, right? The type of cardio that I'll be talking to you about in this video is high intensity interval training, or HIIT, as you all know, very popular one, and steady state cardio, which is more moderate intensity and low intensity. So now that that's out the way, I do want to let you guys know that the best form of cardio is the one that you yourself pick, right? And that's very important to mention because instead of you guys listening to which one I think you should do that works for me, you guys need to try all three and, well, actually there's a bit more than three. There's all different types that you can. There's only two main ones though, which are the two ones that I just mentioned. And you just want to really just try them and see which one works for you. To be honest with you, it will be best to probably utilize both of them so you don't hit a plateau in regards to your weight loss, because if you do too much of one thing, it's never a good thing. And it's sort of the same with like your muscle training, like you need to go harder than last time, in great words of Greg Doucette. As you guys know, I praise him a lot on this channel. I know it's only my 5th video, but I will praise him a lot. Because he's literally like one of the best YouTubers in terms of fitness that I have ever seen, watched, just anything. But, and yes, you do have my permission to call me that I arsenic him because I know I do. Now that that's addressed, let's get into high intensity interval training. So what is high intensity interval training? High intensity interval training is basically just like short bursts of maximum energy that you guys just release with intervals of time. Probably one of the worst explanations, but in my head it made sense. Obviously that is not good, so I'll try and explain it in a bit of a different way. There's one point actually where Ed Sheeran did high intensity interval training and everyone was praising him for losing a lot of weight, but literally what he was doing was basically, I believe, it was something like 10 minutes of two different aspects of cardio. So what he was doing was literally he was walking for, I think it was about a minute, and then sprinting, full on sprint, like literally like there's some kid or something chasing after him. For about 30 seconds he did that. Then for 1 minute afterwards he walked. And then he kept doing that cycle for about 10-15 minutes. That's high intensity interval training. The issue is that it uses up energy very, very quickly. You're using up your glycogen storages very quickly to produce a substantial amount of glucose in order for you to have enough energy and ATP to be able for your muscles to work. And eventually when you produce enough energy with the glucose that's produced from the glycogen storages, basically converting the glycogen into glucose, essentially going to run out of glucose, and that's going to build up lactic acid, and that's going to build up lactic acid in your muscles, and eventually you'll just stop because you literally just can't keep going. The thing is with high intensity interval training, now in regards to scientific studies, I'll not lie to you because I don't want to BS you on this channel, that's 100% not what I'm about, but genuinely with HIIT cardio, it is the best for burning calories. Now, there is a catch though. With HIIT, even though that you're burning the most amount of calories per minute, and also it triggers something called an afterburn effect, which basically where your body goes crazy mode of increasing your metabolism for the next 24 to 48 hours at rest, and you basically burn more calories than you would. But this number is really not that significant, and I do think some people do over-exaggerate how big this afterburn effect is from experience, and also from hearing other people speak about this, and also from research that you can literally find yourself. One reason that I don't really like showing research articles on this channel is because you can literally find any single evidence of any article to back your point up. I literally swear to God, you literally can find any article, so there's no point of me, because even if I show you, that's literally just gonna make you believe that until someone else says otherwise and uses another article. Do you get what I mean? It's really best for you guys to really formulate your own opinions, because I feel that is the best way. I know from my experience when I've done HIIT, I've only been able to do it for 20 minutes. I know some people with HIIT maybe can go for half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, but that is really pushing it. That's not really HIIT. HIIT is meant to be like, from what I know, is literally meant to be maximum half an hour, and even that is too long, because it's really meant to be you pushing yourself to absolutely to the limit, like where you literally cannot go beyond, like absolutely to the max. There's something called a rate of perceived exertion. Rate of perceived exertion scale. I'll spell that out for you. But that's basically all it is, in a basic way, is saying how much energy you are exerting, how much energy you're putting out there. It's on a scale of like 0 to 10, and the higher the number, like 10 is essentially the most energy you're putting in. And basically that rate of exertion with HIIT, it will be 10. That is how much you need to go, like to the absolute full level. But I do want to let you guys know of something with HIIT, right? And this is particularly why I don't like it. There's actually two things. One of those things is the fact that it's, I consider it to be a overstimulant, because it just overstimulates. Overstimulant, actually, I don't even think it's a word. I don't know why I said that. But it definitely overstimulates your nervous system and also your muscles, right? Because you do actually use all of that up. It just places increased amount of stress throughout your nervous system and on your muscles. The issue with that is obviously because increased amount of nervous system just causes increased cerebral pressure in your brain, which could lead to different problems. But the main issue is the fact that you could potentially overtrain your muscle if you're in a calorie deficit, and also you're on HIIT, and also you do resistance training. You are increasing your risk of muscle loss, my friend. You definitely are, because that is just too much going on at the same time. It's just too much. They're just torn down way too much. They're just being overtrained. Please guys, just letting you know, if you do enjoy this video right now, please give it a like and also subscribe, because that really does help me out. If you are enjoying it so far, I do really like making content like this for you guys, and because I want you to keep learning, or even if it's like a small thing, even if it's one small thing that I can like allow you guys to learn about fitness and to help you on your journey, that is literally, that'll make me a very, very happy man. Sound like an old granddad saying that, but it's true. It will make me really happy. So please do subscribe, and also like this video, share it with your friends if you did like it. Now, back to the video. Now, this is where I think HIIT absolutely falters. And this is the reason why I personally myself don't do it that much anymore. But I just don't particularly like doing HIIT. I rarely do HIIT, to be honest with you guys. But this is where really, I want you to think about what it is the worst thing with HIIT. Just think about that, because I'll say it right now. Worst thing with HIIT, in my opinion, is the fact that what is the one big difference that you can do that you cannot do with HIIT, that you can do with steady state cardio. There's one huge difference, and that difference is time. That's it. How long can you do steady state compared to how long can you do HIIT? If there's any normal human on earth, unless you're a god, or unless you're on some sort of insane performance enhancer, but even then you won't be able to. You know, it is just crazy. Like, unless you're some sort of freak, to put it frank, you will not be able to do HIIT for longer than 45 minutes properly. Properly is a very key word here. Some people don't do HIIT properly. When I say full intensity, I mean full intensity, like to the point where you just cannot, right? That normally happens between the 10 to 15 minute mark. So you literally doing it 45 minutes? No way. But with steady state cardio, with low intensity and moderate intensity, you can do it for a longer period of time. So therefore, you can burn more calories. But there's also another benefit. Because it's less intense, you will not lose as much muscle mass because you're not overtraining. However, this doesn't exclude the fact that I personally would not do low intensity cardio or moderate intensity cardio before I do resistance training, because I feel that that will just exhaust you. I speak from experience, and then you will not be able to perform that well in your resistance training or weight training, hypertrophy training, whichever one you want to call it. But you will not be able to perform that well because you'll feel a bit tired, even though it's only low intensity or moderate intensity. But the fact is that to burn enough calories, you do need to do it for a longer period of time, like at least 45 minutes in my opinion. 45 minutes. An hour is normally like a good time, a good peak to do it, hour and a half. That's why I normally do my cardio about 6 hours-ish, rough guideline, 4 to 6 hours-ish, maybe 3 sometimes, before I do my resistance training. I don't want to digress, I don't want to go away from the point of this video because it is very important that I stick with it, and I do have a problem with storytelling. I'm telling you, you will realize this. I do digress a lot. Anyway, this video is becoming a bit longer, so let's get to the point quicker, right? Because you guys want to know the answer. So with low intensity steady state cardio, basically what you're doing is you're literally just going for a long period of time. When I mean a long period of time, I do mean a long period of time at a very slow pace, right? A very slow pace. Not like with all due respect to grandmas and granddads, I'm not saying that you're slow. You may be very, very quick, actually quicker than me, but for most of the elderly population, the way they walk, unfortunately, because of health conditions and other bone conditions like osteoporosis, because of that stuff, you will be walking slower. I don't mean exactly as slow as that, maybe just a bit quicker, but you do it for a very long period of time, so you'll be expecting that you won't be doing it too quick. However, the issue is with that, even though it's good, is the fact that you will not be able to burn enough calories as much as you'd like unless you do this for hours on end. That's why, in my personal opinion, moderate intensity steady state cardio is the best form of cardio. Now, I wasn't going to cover which cardio that I like, but because I do appreciate you guys a lot, I will tell you the cardio that I do personally, and that's the one that you can do yourself or you can do anything else. I'm only going to talk about this one just slightly as well, just to let you guys know about how many calories roughly we're talking about here. There's the treadmill. That is basically the number one machine, and the only machine that I would ever use if I wanted to lose weight, because my friends, literally the way you progressively overload in the gym is the same way you can progressively overload while walking. You have to walk at a 50% incline in my opinion, which is about this steep. The bigger the incline, the better, right? You can actually get some treadmills that go 30. I really wish I had a 30% incline. If I did, I'd be burning calories like mad, although it would be very difficult, don't get me wrong. 15% incline, the gradient on the incline, basically all that means is that you'll be walking up, literally like you're walking up a hill, right? Instead of you just staying at 0% like this, or maybe even 5% or maybe 10%. You want to be going up, right? As high as you can on that treadmill to lose the most amount of calories. Now let me explain to you this. Roughly, right, just roughly, 1 mile is about 100 calories. So in the video, as you saw in the thumbnail, I was actually walking at a pace of 4 miles an hour for 55 minutes. So that's a question mark over and done with now. I want to let you guys know that if you're walking on the treadmill 0%, right, 0%, depending on the pace you walk at, right, whatever this is, when this is increased, is literally about 1.5 to 2 times more the amount of calories that you're burning. It's literally about 1.5 to 2 times more the amount of calories that you're burning than if you go at a 50% incline. And if you go to 30%, it will be even more. So it'll be even 1.5 or 2 times that, right? So overall, it will be like 3 times or 4 times that, which is mad. So please do go on the treadmill at 15%, and I'm telling you it will be difficult, so please don't go too hard in terms of the miles an hour. You know, go just the amount that suits you, but make sure it's challenging. Make sure it's moderate intensity, not low, obviously not high, moderate. So there's basically a pace that you can keep and be tough, but not so tough that you are literally just passing out, struggling for air to breathe. No. You should still be able to breathe, your heart rate should be picked up, although that doesn't determine anything, by the way, seriously, it really doesn't. The better the incline, the more weight you lose. Also, it helps with the pace as well, but if you can't go a high pace, don't worry, start from even like 2 miles an hour, just start from somewhere and increase every time you go on the treadmill. For me, I actually started the treadmill at 3.2 miles an hour, and now I'm on 4 miles an hour. So that shift, because I made it harder than last time, again in the words of the famous Greg Doucette, but literally I increased it by 0.1 every single week, right? And that was over a course of quite a long time. So that way you can actually break a plateau. Now the issue is that obviously eventually you're going to not be able to increase the miles per hour anymore, because then you'll be running instead. But you could do that. I don't particularly like running myself that much, because it increases your chances of actually damaging your joints on your legs. But the thing is that I particularly just don't like running anyway, so if I do run, then I won't really enjoy the cardio I do. And that is, it's not a, you know, it's not like you don't need to enjoy it, everything you do, but you do need to make it as enjoyable as you can, because that is a very important part of fitness, the fact that you're holding a sustainability of your fitness to be able to lose weight over a prolonged period of time. Just make sure that you guys put in the work and you guys do the cardio, right? Especially remember 3 to 6 hours before you do any resistance training, because then otherwise it would probably have an adverse effect to your resistance training, especially if you were to do HIIT just before you worked out, although I don't know how you'll be able to do that. And please guys, do remember, with cardio, it is so essential that you guys find the cardio that you like the most. It's the cardio that you will do and that you will stick with until the day you die. I'm joking. But you need to literally stick with it for a long time. Eventually you'll see how you can change things around. You can ask for help as well. But I'm telling you, the plateau doesn't just come, you know, it takes a while. And you can always break a plateau with your intensity. So really don't worry about that much. Just make sure that you do the cardio and that you do the work. So do not worry that much about it. In my opinion, I would personally do moderate intensity interval training other than HIIT and low intensity steady state cardio. But please do remember guys, it's up to you. I've justified my reasons for that throughout this video, but you can literally justify your own reasons from using the information I've given you and from others to show which one's the best for you. But please try all 3 of them. Don't try one and be like, this is it. Try all 3 of them, right? You need to experience every single one to know which one you like the most, to know which one gets you the results that you want, but also more importantly, which one you enjoy. Because some people genuinely do like HIIT, you know? Some people genuinely do like HIIT, and they will do it for literally days on end. You know, you can't stop them. But that's just not me, and I know it's not me, right? And I know most people won't be like that, because humans are just genetically wired to try and do the easy thing. Please do remember guys that all of you are at a different metabolic rate. You'll be losing fat at different levels depending on your body weight. People that are bigger, when they do cardio, they will lose weight at faster amounts because they weigh more, so they'll be using more energy and they'll be burning more calories. And please also be realistic with the weight that you are in terms of the cardio. If you're very overweight, I would not recommend doing HIIT for you, because that is just too much too soon. You need to do low steady state, build yourself up, and then eventually do it. Lose all that weight first. I've given you information and I've given you advice, but I haven't instructed you to do anything. You guys have freedom of choice of what you do. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Like I said, it really does help me out. It's the 5th video now, so everything is going. I will see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much, and see you later.